What is going on, guys? It's Scott and Kyle here, back with the Never Hedge podcast, back after about a month or two off. We're back, baby, for UFC 280. How we doing today, Kyle?
This is my flu game.
Yes.
Quite literally have the flu. I've been sick since last Saturday. I felt it coming on. But we had to get back. We had to get back for this card. I think it's really time to take this podcast and take our following and get this thing going.
Get it to the next level.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a couple new things. We got the voicemails this week.
Those are going to be fun.
Yeah. It was kind of last minute addition. So we only got 3 of them, but we'll get a good laugh out of them, I think. And we'll get some good information out of them. What do you want to do, Scott? Want to start at the top?
Let's start at the top. Lead us off.
All right. We got Islam Makachev versus Charles Oliveira. The fight everybody's been looking forward to for a long time now. It's not Khabib, but it's the second best thing we got. Who do you like in this matchup, Scott?
I've gone back and forth probably 4 or 5 times. My initial read was Islam, but looking at Oliveira's level of comp compared to Islam, there's no comparison. You know, Oliveira has, had to defend his title a couple times. He got stripped of the belt his last fight, and I think that's going to piss him off. And his last couple of title fights he's been a dog, and he's fucking won in convincing fashion. So I think I'm leaning Oliveira.
Yeah, I've counted out Charles Oliveira quite a few times, and it's bit me in the ass every time. I'm going to continue to count him out. He gets hit far too much. I know that Islam's not really the striking threat to knock him out, but Charles Oliveira relies on falling to his back. I don't think that works against Islam.
No.
He's not scared of the ground.
Right. And so Oliveira is definitely has better hands than Makachev by quite a bit. So my thinking is that's going to incentivize the takedowns for Makachev.
Yep.
But then it's like, all right, Oliveira loves being on his back too.
He does. And Oliveira has been saying all week that he's going to knock out Islam Makachev in round 1 all week long. And I think that's his best chance of winning, honestly, is to really go out there and give it everything he's got, because you don't want to get drowned by the wrestling of Islam Makachev. And it could easily happen. Charles Oliveira even said God said he's going to knock him out round 1. I'm sure everybody over on Yaz Island loved that. But
Oliveira's put a fucking fatwa on Makachev.
I think Makachev gets him down. One fight I really focused on during tape was Islam's fight against Armen Chookagian, who's an excellent grappler. It happened only 2 years ago. And Islam dominated that fight. Despite what the announcers were saying, watching back was so frustrating. The announcers were like, "Oh, you know what? This is a close fight," and it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't. Islam dominated every second of that fight, and I think his grappling is just so next level that I think he gets a sub. I think it's Islam Makachev by sub, maybe round 3.
Yeah, that would be insane if he subs the subber.
Yep,
the sub master.
That brings us to our co-main event, another title fight, Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw. And it's TJ's return. What do you think?
Oh, this is another really tough one. Aljamain coming off of arguably 2 title fight losses.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think he lost both of those fights.
Yeah. I mean, I lean Dillashaw, but this is probably going to be a stay away. just because, I mean, Aljo did look much better in his last fight than he did the first fight against Yan. I will give him that.
If he gets your back, you're stuck. You are stuck.
Yeah.
It's can he get it there against TJ Dillashaw with the wrestling?
Yeah, and TJ's a great wrestler.
He is. Have you seen the pictures of TJ Dillashaw in the lead up for this?
I have not.
I don't think he came off the juice. I do not think I think he's on. I think he's upped his dose. He's looking
switch to fucking trend.
Yeah, he is looking unbelievable. And I think Aljamain might be taking the same thing as TJ. I think they're both juiced up.
Yeah, probably. Aljo's fucking quads in his last fight against Yan looked literally twice as big as the first fight in like a year.
Aljamain and TJ both have the classic stomach bumps, the little injection sites. But I like TJ here.
That could be some HGH action.
I like TJ here. What scares me about this fight is everybody I've seen is picking TJ. Everybody.
Yeah. This could be another like scenario where everyone's counting out Aljo yet again and he overperforms.
Yeah, and it's like, how good is Petr Yan? Like, we thought Aljo lost to Petr Yan. I mean, that just might be because Petr Yan is very, very good, next level.
Yeah.
But TJ Dillashaw, he's got that dog in him. He showed that 2-year layoff, comes back against Corey Sandhagen and looked excellent. I'm not too sure he won that fight. They gave him the win, but he showed he's got a dog in him. And Aljamain Sterling does not have a dog in him. He's got the quit. He's got the quit in him. And I think that's going to be the difference here. I've got TJ Dillashaw on the line at plus 150. Doesn't make sense to me. So I think you're getting some line value as well.
Yeah, for sure. And then moving on to the next fight where we're really talking about line value is Petr Yan minus 270 up against Sean O'Malley. And the thing that is very striking about this one is Petr Yan was a bigger favorite against the rematch with Aljamain Sterling than he is against Sean O'Malley.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. And that is crazy.
That's the first thing I noticed. I was like, what the fuck? It was minus 400 against fucking Aljo.
And you were talking about records earlier. There is no comparison, Petr Yan's record versus Sean O'Malley's.
Yeah.
It's insane. Sean O'Malley was fighting Chris Moutinho a couple fights ago. I mean, come on.
Central Mass guys are tough, though.
They're tough, but I mean, come on.
Yeah, it took him 3 rounds to get rid of the guy on 1 week's notice.
Yeah. I think this is a massacre. I think Petr Yan fucks O'Malley's life up.
Yeah. And I think, and also the crazy thing is the line movement is, I think he opened at minus 3+.
Yeah.
Yan did, and it's getting bet down.
Well, you got to think there's a lot of casual bettors out there.
There's a lot of Twitch boys.
Sean O'Malley, yeah.
There's a lot of Twitch boys out there.
And if you look at the size of them, O'Malley's got the size. He's got the look. Petr Yan just comes out. And
O'Malley is a great talker, too.
Yeah. One thing I liked, though, hearing from Yan, he was on Ariel Helwani's podcast this week, and Helwani pointed out how they're both like traditional strikers and said, do you think this fight mainly takes place on the feet? And Petr Yan said, no. Petr Yan took down Aljamain Sterling 7 times. Well, what could he do to I think he only needs 1 against Sean O'Malley because I don't think O'Malley gets back up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean the UFC has been doing their best to give O'Malley in the path of least resistance to a title shot.
Yeah, and they did that.
And they did, and I think this is a big time wake up call.
Yeah. It is.
Because this is O'Malley's best bet is to just go eyes first, just open eyes first into Yan's fingers.
Right, yeah. I don't see O'Malley winning this fight. I really don't. I think Petr Yan is the best parlay piece on this card.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Next up, we got Beneil Dariush versus Mateusz Gamrot in an excellent fight. I'm shocked Beneil took this fight, but he's a gangster. He doesn't care.
He's a gangster. He's also coming off a broken leg, right?
Did he fight since the broken leg?
I don't think his last fight was, I think, Ferguson.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Yeah, Ferguson in over a year ago.
Okay. Yeah, he fight Tony, and then he had the fight canceled his last time out against Islam.
That was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the Bobby Green 1 week notice for the title shot getter for Islam.
Beneil is a lot younger than I have him in my mind. I think it's because he's got the gray hair on the sides. But he's not that old. This is just going to be a crazy fight. This is my stay away because Mateusz looked excellent in his last fight, but I thought he lost. I thought that was a horrible decision. Armen won that fight. But Mateusz, he just goes for craziness. He likes the scrambles. Beneil's an excellent wrestler himself. Wouldn't be shocked if the wrestling kind of canceled out when we see this on the feet. And I lean Beneil on the feet, except for he's got a suspect chin. He's got that sus boy chin.
He does.
Yeah.
He's very he can be knockoutable.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah. One line on this that's decent is the under. But I think I'm just gonna stay away. I want to just watch this one.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Yep.
Grab the popcorn.
Next up, we got Katlyn Chookagian and Manon Fiorot in a women's MMA fight that I'm not too sure anybody looks forward to Katlyn Chookagian fights anymore.
No, and this one is probably, to me, the second easiest parlay piece on the card, aside from the minus 1,200 fucking Muhammad Mokaev.
Oh yeah, he's a beast.
But Manon Fiorot is just an unstoppable force right now.
She is. I like her here as well. Chookagian will have the size, but she doesn't have any power to go with it. She has the Kias.
She does have the Kias, yes.
Everybody knows her for the
Kias paired with the pitter-patter hands.
Right. But yeah, Manon is that girl. She is a beast. I think she wins this fight, and she's on record as saying this is not going to be a boring fight. She's going to go out there and beat the shit out of Katlyn Chookagian, is what she's saying.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I actually don't mind the Manon finish prop. It's pretty high. I think it's like plus 300 inside the distance. You could get her sub price is like plus 1,200, something crazy like that. Which I don't like as much because she probably TKOs her.
Right.
And that brings us to our next fight, which is a great fight to be the headliner on the undercard. Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady. And Scott, there's some bad blood here.
There is. And this is another one that I don't really have a good read on because I kind of can see a path for both guys.
I agree with you. This is a hard fight to call. I currently don't have a bet on this fight. I've counted out Belal Muhammad too many times.
Yeah, I mean, go back to his last couple of fights. I think we were on Wonderboy Thompson last December, and Belal Muhammad made him look like a little girl. And I think, did Thompson retire after that fight?
He briefly retired. He's currently fighting again, but
Yeah, but he did make him quit briefly.
yeah, he did. And
I think we were on Luque as well.
Oh yeah, we lost money. We've lost money betting against Belal Muhammad, and I can't do it again. And Sean Brady's unproven. You look at his track record; he's got really no good wins.
Yeah, the Chiesa fight was.
He almost lost that fight.
He almost lost, and it was the only reason he won is because he just backpacked him.
Right.
And Chiesa couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, and one cool thing about this fight, there's a couple of facts about this fight that could be game changers for both opponents. Sean Brady had deviated septum surgery. He's claiming it's really affected his cardio, and he's never had bad cardio. But he's saying he has even better cardio now. And then Belal Muhammad has been working with Javier Mendez and Khabib, and Javier Mendez has said that Khabib has taken a special liking to working with Belal Muhammad. So I expect Khabib in the corner. Sean Brady was talking some shit, said Khabib's not an undefeated coach, just a fighter. And then Belal Muhammad came back, said, fuck Philly cheesesteaks, fuck the Eagles, fuck Philly.
Fuck the Eagles.
Gotta love Belal for that.
Yeah.
So,
fuck the Phillies.
Yeah. He said, fuck Philly cheesesteaks. I was like, oh, shit.
That's a low blow, Belal.
So I'll be rooting for Belal just for that. But no bet for me. I see it going to decision, though, that fight, either way.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I think the does go the distance prop is pretty juicy as well.
Yeah. Next fight up is your boy, Scott, Makhmud Muradov versus Caio Borralho.
I think this is another pretty easy one. Borralho is better everywhere.
I agree. I like Borralho. I've been saying for a long time, I think he's future title contender, future champ. Makhmud does scare me on the feet. He's got great footwork. He used to be under Floyd Mayweather's production company. He was the only MMA fighter on that list. And he does have good striking. But we saw in his last fight against Gerald Meerschaert that he cannot keep a pace. If you survive his striking, which Meerschaert has no chin, so I don't know how he did. If you could survive against him and put any pressure on him, he breaks. And Caio Borralho, all he does is wrestle you.
Yeah.
He grinds you down. He said he's
nothing but pressure.
Yeah, he likes these guys like Khabib. He said he likes Khabib's style. That's what he wants to emulate. It's clear that he's been working with Damian Maia for years and years. I mean, it really shows. Caio is that guy. I think he takes down Makhmud, and I think he gets a submission, which is plus 400.
Oh, that
juice.
Yeah, that's well worth a shot.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Pretty easy fight. Next up, Volkan Oezdemir versus Nikita Krylov. Two guys that we have won money on recently. Volkan beat your boy. Finally happened. The Paul Craig fade finally hit for me.
the 1 for 8 on the Paul Craig fade.
And hey, Paul Craig fade's the same as Charles Oliveira fade. They are connected.
Yeah.
So that that's coming up. But Volkan looked pretty good against your boy. He played it safe. He took him down. He outstruck him. Nothing overly impressive. Yeah.
The Volkan Ozdemir's path to victory was just let Paul Craig lie on the mat by himself and didn't engage.
Right. And Volkan did get some takedowns, which I appreciated. But Paul Craig is so one-dimensional. It's hard to rate a victory over him as anything too impressive.
Yeah, and so I see that both of their Paul Craig fights a little bit differently. I see Paul Craig lost to Volkan Oezdemir through just like bad fighting, which is, I mean, he's not a very good fighter.
Right.
But he didn't even try to do anything else. He literally, there were multiple times where he just laid down and he just expected Volkan Oezdemir to come forward and just let him triangle him.
Right.
Which he was like, no, sir, I don't want to do that. And then Nikita Krylov was literally beating the absolute fucking shit out of Paul Craig.
I think,
and he was trying to finish him.
There are rumors that Paul Craig was knocked out at one point in that fight.
If he wasn't, I don't know how that's even possible.
Right. Yeah. And then, you're right. He got Paul Craig.
Yeah. It's just fucking flying triangle while he's cross-eyed.
But Nikita's my boy. I think he's a lot better than a lot of people think. He beat the shit out of Alexander Gustafsson in his last fight. That was sad to watch.
Yeah.
But we won money on that. I'm rolling with Nikita again.
I like that as well.
And I could see him getting the finish here. He's just a finisher.
Yes. Kill or be killed.
We do have the narrative of Volkan trying to get revenge for his boy Gusty. They are training partners over with Khamzat.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good crew that Volk is with.
It is. Next up, Zubaira Tukhugov versus Lucas Almeida. This is a hard one. Yeah.
This is another one. There's a couple of fights on here that I've not really have a good read on. I mean, Almeida's got like a 3-inch-ish reach advantage.
Yep.
Hits hard. It's a little sloppy, though.
Oh, he's very sloppy. Zubaira, on the other hand, is like, he's good, but he just can't get to that upper echelon.
Mm.
But I think he's better than a guy like Lucas Almeida, who's just all raw power. Zubaira will have the takedown advantage. Should be able to get him off those sloppy strikes of Almeida. And I could see Zubaira landing some counters of his own. And Zubaira, he does hit very hard. He had Moicano hurt really bad. He had Lerone Murphy hurt really, really bad.
Mm.
And I think those are both better fighters than Lucas Almeida. I like Zubaira quite a bit here. I think he gets the finish.
I think the line looks pretty much spot on at -165.
Yeah. Next up, cousin Abubakar Nurmagomedov versus Gadzhi Omargadzhiev. Abubakar, he's a cousin, but
not the good one.
He didn't get the gifts.
Not the good
get
one.
the goods. And Gadzhi making his drop down to welterweight, first time ever.
Yeah.
We know Gadzhi as he fought our boy Chow.
Yep.
And I like the move to welterweight for Gadzhi here.
Yeah, he should be a pretty big welterweight, 6'1", 170.
Yep. I think he has a wrestling advantage over Abubakar, too. Abubakar's just not that good.
Yeah.
He's got a decent jab.
I agree, and I think the only reason Abubakar is -165 is because his last name is Nurmagomedov.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy let's pick Gadzhi move.
Yeah.
All right, Gadzhi it is. Next up is a very, very fun fight in Armen Petrosyan and AJ Dobson. Both strikers. All they want to do is strike. And I think that's what we're going to see. Do you lean any certain way in this one?
I like Petrosyan, and I was hoping it would be a little bit better odds than this, but the fight does not go the distance is -280.
That's not bad, though, because I think it does finish inside, and I'm with you on Petrosyan. Dobson has a ton of power, but Petrosyan on the feet is impressive. He rips to the body. He hits you with the toes, like to the liver. That's such a brutal shot. And he's got dog in him. He got out wrestled by Chow the whole time, never gave up, constantly worked to the feet. I think against Dobson, it's going to be a field day for him. He's going to get to strike, and he's going to work AJ Dobson, finish him.
Yeah.
Next fight, not even worth talking about. Muhammad Makachev versus Malcolm Gordon. That's a shit kicking.
Yep. And this one, too, is the fight does not go the distance is still only minus 280.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit. Yeah, I like Muhammad Makachev here to get the finish early.
Shocking. Hot take.
And then the last fight on the card, Carol Rosa.
That's another pretty easy one.
Versus Lena Landsberg. Yeah, I like Carol Rosa here.
How old is Lena Landsberg? She's like 40?
No, I'm not sure. She is 40. She's 40 years old.
She's exactly 40.
It was Carol Rosa is only 27. I think of her as older.
Yeah.
But Carol Rosa is only 27 years old. She should out-volume Lena Landsberg. I won't be betting it. I think there's plenty of other spots on this card that I like. But let's go over betting cards. I'm only going to be putting out my betting card on this podcast this week. Just because it's our first week back. I really want to get people, eyeballs to the card, eyeballs to the YouTube. So UFC 280 betting card. Let me know what you think, Scott. Yep. I got Gadzhi Omargadzhiev plus 140. I think you're right. Nurmagomedov's only favored because of his name. So I think that's a 3-unit bet to win 4.2.
That's fantastic.
TJ Dillashaw plus 150. Line is off. I can't get scared. I can't let myself get scared that everybody's on Dillashaw. I just have to let the tape speak for itself. And on tape, I don't see how TJ Dillashaw loses this fight. I'm also putting 3 units on that to win 4.5. The props I got, Zubaira by TKO plus 275. I got 1 unit on that. Chow by sub plus 400. I'm betting 1 unit to win 4. Petr Yan by sub is plus 1,200. That's just ridiculous. I got a half a unit on that to win 6. Islam by sub plus 200. Bet 1 to win 2. And Muhammad Makachev inside the distance minus 225. Bet 4.5 to win 2. I think that's an absolute lock. You probably should put all your money on that.
Yeah. Or you could just put all your money on that because it's a second fight, and then just try and quadruple
live
up.
Bet the rest of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Parlays I like Islam, Chow, and Yan. That gets you plus 212. I bet a unit on that. Manon, Fiorot, and Krylov gets you plus 133. I have 2 units on that one to get you 2.66. Zubaira inside the distance plus Yan inside the distance plus Islam inside the distance gets you plus 2,223. So I'm betting a unit on that to win 22 units. And that's the card. I really think our straight bets are going to hit. That's why I have 3 units on each. And then the Muhammad Makachev inside the distance, I think that's a lock to hit. And if all those hit, no matter what else happens, we have a great night.
Yeah. And I have a couple, I have mostly straight bets, but I'm on most of the ones that you are, except for small play on Chucky Olives. But I do have a 5-teamer that is, I didn't even do any of the fight does not go the distance. I think if you do add the Petrosyan and Muhammad don't go the distance, this gets up to well over plus 1,000. But what I have so far, Makachev, moneyline, Petrosyan, Gadzhi, Borralho, and Yan. 5-teamers. Just got to win. And then, let's see. If we add, does not go the distance. Does not go the distance. Oh, it's not letting me do that. Fucking DraftKings. They would let you do that on FanDuel, I bet. No, but that plus those two don't go the distance. I think you parlay those, get it plus money. You're not going to lose money there.
All right. I like it. Want to do some voicemails and then get into a little DraftKings, and then
Let's do it.
We'll end the show. All right.
Yeah.
Let's try to do this. I'll share my screen so we could hear the audio. Sharing. I'm going to try to play it into the mic, and if it doesn't work, I can just edit it in.
Okay.
But yeah, the first one.
Is that fucking Manny?
I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, but it's hilarious. I hope you call back.
Yeah, please call every week and tell us we suck.
But yeah, let's listen to that. Let's try to figure out. All right, we're on to you, buddy.
I think it's Manny. I think Manny's fucking with us.
Oh, call it next week. Call us piece of shit again. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Next up, we got an actual one.
What's up, Kyle? This is Big Money, New Jersey. And my comment is, what the hell is John Jones waiting for? I can bulk up in like 2 months. He's taking 2 years. Something fishy's going on with him. So any insight would be cool. Later.
Were you able to hear that?
I was.
Yeah, so.
And his body is very lanky. He's got to get on whatever TJ's taking.
Yeah. And I actually think that's probably what the big layoff is for. He was juiced up to get up there, and now he's got to come off it to pass the drug test.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Dana White is saying they're having trouble finding him a fight. I guess Stipe's not accepting. He wants to fight in December, is what I've heard.
Stipe does?
No, John Jones. John Jones wants to fight in December. And he wanted it to be Francis Ngannou, but we all know Francis Ngannou's having problems negotiating. Well, that, and he's having problems negotiating his contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so Dana White was like, okay, we'll make John Jones Stipe. And Dana White says, so take that with a grain of salt. Dana White says that Stipe is also not signing the contract. So I don't know what's going on with John Jones. Like the guy before you said, the caller before, John Jones is a piece of shit. We're pieces of shit. John Jones is a piece of shit.
We're all pieces of shit.
But I do want to see him fight again, and I would love to see him fight Stipe. I'm interested in the heavyweight John Jones. Maybe you could help him bulk up in 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, I could literally be back up to 265 in 3 weeks if I just eat more than one meal a day.
Yeah, fun fact, Scott is a power lifter.
Yeah. I have to struggling to stay at or below 240. So I don't know what all the fuss is about, John Jones.
All right, next voicemail. We got a regular, Ted Montana.
Ted Montana, big shout out to Kyle Miller. Never is. Had a friend ask me this morning, who has the most to benefit from UFC 280? My answer, Jay Dillashaw. Sterling, probably the only man hated more than him in the weight class, kicking his butt. Only change how the fan base sees his entire career. What are your thoughts? Thanks.
All right, just to recap, who has the most to benefit from UFC 280? Montana here thinks it's TJ Dillashaw. That's a good question.
That is a good question. Well, depends on a couple things. If Sean O'Malley wins, he definitely has the most. He fast-tracked right to a title shot.
Yep.
If he catches Yan with a
and we're talking
haymaker.
big money. If he's getting a title shot, we're talking some big money. See,
millions.
That's a good point. I was thinking Charles Oliveira, because if Charles Oliveira,
that was my second guess. Yeah, because he gets his belt back and he's like undisputed lightweight goat.
Oh, if he beats Islam, if Charles Oliveira beats Islam, it's almost like, is he better than Khabib?
Right. That's what I mean.
Will Khabib come back to want to maybe fight him? I don't think so.
That'd be fantastic.
I doubt it.
Charles Oliveira just forces Khabib out of retirement, because he's only like 30.
He's not old, but
32?
I don't think he'll ever make 155 again. But my answer is going to be Charles Oliveira. I like the O'Malley answer too. Yeah, TJ coming back, winning the belt would be crazy.
For sure. For sure. And
there's a lot to gain in this card. There's a lot to gain.
Yeah. I think. All right. So we think Chucky Olives maybe has the most to gain.
Yep.
Who do you think has the most to lose?
Oof.
Also, I would say probably Yan.
Oh. Yan
probably
definitely has the most to lose, by far. He shouldn't even accepted this fight.
Yeah, this is a fucked up situation for him, because if he wins, nobody's pumped.
Yep.
You're like, all right, you should be champion, and now you're fighting Sean O'Malley, who just got his last win by eye poke.
Yes. Oh, the most to lose by far is Petr Yan. You're right. It's like not even close. Second most to lose, Charles Oliveira. I think he's got to. I mean, if he loses to Islam, everyone's like, well, fuck that guy. He got knocked down by everybody. You know.
I knew he sucked.
Right. All of a sudden, he's just like, oh, that guy was trash. See you later, buddy.
Yeah.
Couldn't make weight. Couldn't do shit.
Yeah. Everyone who's been who's on the 1-for-8 Chucky Olives fade is like, I knew I was right the whole time.
Right. Exactly. Hey, that'll be me. Were you able to make any DraftKings lineups, Scott?
No, I was not. But
so I only have one build. Well, I have two teams, same build, because I don't like a lot of dogs. So the only dogs I'm using are going to be TJ Dillashaw, Omargadzhiev, and Beneil Dariush. And my first team, I have TJ Dillashaw, Nikita Krylov, Islam Makachev, Omargadzhiev, Zubaira, who I think will go under-owned and could score very high, and Petr Yan. So that's team one. And then team two, similarly, I have TJ Dillashaw, Omargadzhiev, and then I put in another dog, Beneil Dariush, so I can go up top and get Makachev. I still have Islam, and I went with Chow. But if you like more dogs than me, like you could fit in, if you like Chucky Olives, you can make some good teams with Chucky Olives in there.
Yeah, let's see here.
And if you like Sean O'Malley too. O'Malley 6,900. 6,900.
Oliveira. Let's go. Dillashaw. Let's see here. Krylov. Ooh, I think I got something decent. Chow, and then who else do I got? Gadzhi, yes. Okay. This was surprisingly easy this week. We got most expensive, Petr Yan. Okay. Second most, Caio Borralho. Let's see. Third is Nikita Krylov. Fourth, Dillashaw. Fifth, Olives, and 6th, Gadzhi.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
That's 1,000% Manny.
I think we'll end it on that, Scotty.
All right.
You're a piece
Talk
of
to you later,
shit.
you piece of shit.